welcome. We are so excited. Jack, are you excited about this? You don't sound excited.
Well, they didn't have time to fit me for my Spanx,
yeah.
so I tried to suck it in.
Oh, me too, sir, me too. All right, welcome everyone to SSWG Night here at my girlfriend's Cool Shop. Hey, what exactly does SSWG stand for? Some of you have been asking. It's SSWG. That means show and sell with the girlfriends. How do you like that?
I love that.
Yeah, isn't it perfect? Because that's exactly what our purpose is here for tonight. And our topic this month is all things Cutterpillar. And who better to bring on as my special guest this evening but one of the original founders and inventors himself, Mr. Jack Thompson.
Pleasure.
Welcome to SSWG.
I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have a blast. But before we dive right into all of this tonight, I want to remind you that we have some amazing giveaways that we're doing tonight. Thanks for teaming up with us, Cutterpillar, including we're going to be giving away 3 basic boards. That's the light boards with the cutting mats,
with
right?
The cutting mats.
Oh my goodness, who doesn't want to win that, right? And we're also going to be giving away one of the most highly anticipated products of the year, which is the debut of the brand new, oh, look at that! It's the Flip and Fold cutting mat. It's the Flip and Fold 48, I should say. And we're so excited to let the world know about this amazing mat, brand new, again, from our friends at Cutterpillar. Yep, we're giving one of those away as well. And in addition to that, you have a way for them to also receive one.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that at the end of the show.
So that's 4 things we're giving away tonight.
Yeah, 4 pretty impressive giveaways. So how do you enter? Well, to enter, you simply like, share, and comment for a chance to win. So that whether you are on YouTube or you're on Facebook, just like, share, and comment for a chance to win. Winners are going to be announced 1 week from today, next Thursday on 3 Themes at 3. So make sure and join us for that, for the big announcement. We're going to have a blast tonight. Are you ready for this?
I'm so excited.
All right, so Jack, one question before we begin. What's Cutterpillar all about? Like, what are they mostly known for in this industry?
Well, light boards. That is.
Yeah, definitely.
You ask people on the street, it's going to be light boards.
Definitely.
That's
all right,
thing.
That's what people know you for the most. They've got lots of other things too. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Cutterpillar lightboard lineup.
The Cutterpillar Glow light boards have an advanced LED technology that offers crafters and quilters alike a new way to see and engage with a project. The brilliant, but always cool to the touch, work surface illuminates your paper and or fabric with 3 different levels of light. Every glow comes standard with a non-slip, self-healing gridded cutting mat that lets you cut right on top of the light.
A really brief introduction because we're going to take a deeper dive into all of the different light boards tonight, and I'm really looking forward to tonight because we have a lot of ground to cover, and as we do so, we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about some of the great accessories from Cutterpillar that go along with that, and of course the highly anticipated, let me show you, okay, here's your little teaser, folks. This is the Flip and Fold 48, brand new. When did this come out?
This is launching right this minute at Girlfriends today.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that we were launching it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh my goodness, thank you for the honors.
My pleasure. What better place to do it than here?
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. It's gonna blow your mind, but stay tuned for the rest of the show because we're gonna save this for a little bit later. How do you like that for a tease?
That's the end.
Why not?
That's the finisher.
Linda says, oh my heck, right? And Leanne is so excited to see the Flip and Fold. So, are you ready for a good time?
Let's do it.
All right, so before we begin, let's have a little brief introduction about how did Cutterpillar even begin? Where, how did it get started? I know this was something that your brother started.
My brother Kelly.
And you joined in with him not too much later. But tell us kind of your humble beginnings on
Well,
this.
so my brother Kelly was a printer, and he started making, he had these ideas to make paper trimmers. And we started with that, and he's the brains, and he needed, someone really good looking to be the sort of face of the company. And then they found me. They couldn't find anybody else, so they got me to do it instead.
You're the good-looking dude with the scraggly hair, right?
I was actually exactly.
His words.
Yeah. He had young kids, and I was an empty nester, and so our humble beginnings were actually. We started doing a lot of trade shows. And so, those first few years, we did 30, 40 trade shows a year, and that's how we started
Are you
doing
kidding
that.
me? That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
A lot of cities. So.
Holy cow.
And from the our humble papercraft beginnings in 2016, we started delving into quilting.
Wow. That is pretty cool. I'm so, we love the fact that you guys did go into the quilting world, because there's so many uses that these these light boards can be for the home quilter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, and so we're going to talk more about that tonight. Your mom, she was a huge part of this too,
yes,
right?
So we should
Tell us
start with my mom. My mom had 5 boys, and to punish us for not being girls, and because she wanted a partner in crime, because she's the quintessential quilter, the quintessential crafter, and so as teenagers, we all had to learn how to sew.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine in the 1980s, boys learning how to sew, and so by the time my brother and I were in college, and Kelly is really the great sewer of all the boys, but we could hem. I was hemming my roommate's pants at the U.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of loving on your mom right now.
Yeah,
she's
also
woman.
our guinea pig. So anything that we don't know, we go test it out on her first.
Well, they say moms know best.
Moms know best. Yeah.
Oh,
and she
love
doesn't.
that.
Yeah, she doesn't sugarcoat it. She
No.
doesn't like it.
She'll
It
tell
doesn't
you,
get
right?
made. Yeah.
Wow. Now, are the other brothers part of the business too, or just
No,
you and the
just
one?
Kelly and I. Yeah.
Okay, just you and Kelly. So shout out to you, Kelly, if you're
Yeah.
watching, right? All right. So you now have 4 different cutting mats available,
Yeah.
right? I should say light board
Light
cutting
boards,
mats, because of course that's before the flip and fold.
So exactly. So the cutting mat aspect sort of kind of came later after we started making the boards, and we had the epiphany to make the boards more than they are, and the translucent cutting mat is really what sets us apart.
All right, you had me at translucent cutting mat. Are you ready to take a closer look at what he's talking about here? Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this little video from Cutterpillar, and then join Jack and I over at the sewing table, because we're going to really talk about what are the differences. I know many of you have questions about this, and we have the best answer in the house right here in Jack. He's going to be able to answer all your questions. So let's take a look at our video.
3 models to choose from. The Basic is the thinnest, lightest board on the market. It has 10,000 hour rated LEDs. That's 3 hours a day for 10 years. The Premium is the only cordless light board on the market. A 45-minute charge in its internal lithium battery will give 3 to 4 hours of uncorded use on the brightest setting. The Ultra is the biggest and brightest light board on the market, 26 by 19 inches. Tough and useful totes in every size protect your glow at home and on the road. Replacement and speciality ungridded cutting mats will give the light board endless uses, can be used with any cutting tools. The mixed media tempered glass mat opens up the glow's use exponentially. It is impervious to stamps, paints, glues, inks, and even heat. You can iron right on the glass.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have 4 different sizes now, and so why don't you walk us through a little bit about what are the differences, what are some of the features and benefits of each one, and how about we start with the basic?
The basic.
Okay.
The basic really is in the name. We wanted to do a board. It was a price point model for us, so we could offer it to all different kinds of people. And you can see we talked about the mat.
Yeah.
First of all, the mat is what sets us apart from our competitors out there, because doing your traces and your transfers on the acrylic is what most people will use these for quilting, but adding the cutting mat makes this exponentially more useful.
Yes.
Because you're cutting directly on the light.
Right. Now, I have to tell you, one of the things that I also love about this is, I mean, look at this low profile, right? It's right next up to your table, which is nice, because I'll tell you, one of the old light boards that I have, I no longer have it, because once I've discovered Cutterpillar, I was like, out it goes. It was like this thick, right?
Thick.
And so I love the low profile for one. All right, so you introduced the light board, and then you said, let's make a cutting mat at the same time.
Yeah, so, there's a little story behind that. My brother actually had a big light table, and one day he said, wouldn't it be great if we could cut on this? And we tried to find a translucent mat, but nobody made one, because no one had ever thought to marry those two things together. So after a long search, we found someone that actually made them, and it took us a while to get it right. We have this texture here to keep it from slipping, because without that, it would just do that. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, you can see those differences right there, huh? I mean, and then how many levels of light on this one?
3 levels of light.
Okay, 3 levels of light. Tell me, this one needs to be plugged in?
This is a plug-in only, yes, and but it does have a 6-foot USB cord, C.
Okay.
We upgraded to C a couple of years ago, and so you do have quite a bit of space around your room to put that.
Okay, so who is this mat made for, would you say?
I would say anybody, number one, in a macro sense. I love the board for doing anything because it eliminates the shadows. As I come in here, it doesn't matter where the light is, if it's behind me, which would normally cast these shadows over here. And in a more micro sense, certainly transferring patterns, paper to paper, paper to fabric. And with the cutting mat, now you're fussy cutting, you're just doing general shape cutting on here. You've got about 16 by 12 inches to cut on. We have all the numbers, and we've added the fractions on the hash marks here.
That's very nice.
All your angles. One of probably the most popular use for it is foundation paper piecing.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a few moments. But this is your basic board.
This is our basic board.
And it only goes up from here.
That's right.
Because
it only gets
there's
better.
other features that we absolutely have fallen in love with. So this is basic. If you have questions, let us know in the comments. We'll do our best to be able to answer those live with Jack. But let's go ahead and set this one aside, all right, as we move into premium. All right, obviously you felt like there was a need here to go from basic to premium.
Yes.
What was that need?
So the premium, it's actually the exact same board in every sense, in the dimensions, in the brightnesses. It has those same brightnesses, but it has one distinct feature here. Now you saw me just plug that in. Is when I unplug it, it stays on.
Oh, okay.
It still works on the 3. And the reason why we did that is, well, because we could. Because batteries have really come a long way.
Because we could. I love that. Yes.
We figured out a way to make a tiny little battery give us 3 to 4 hours, if you can believe that.
Really?
3 to 4 hours of unplug. So this untethers you from your wall. This untethers you from your room. Perfect example, my wife.
Okay.
Her quilt room, her sewing room does not have 1 inch of vertical space because it's covered in fabric.
Right.
So where does all the work get done? On the coffee table at night. And she used to ruin my evenings by turning on every light in the house so she could see what we're doing. try watching the football game while that's happening.
No bueno.
No. So with this,
Yeah.
she puts this on the coffee table. The lights can stay low. She can cross stitch over this. She can cut. She can plan. She
Ooh, I
can
didn't
transfer.
even think
And
about that.
this will
Ooh.
actually go on your lap.
Yes, I love that. So it's rechargeable.
Rechargeable. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes to recharge for 3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours. Okay, that's awesome. You're showing here that this is a gridless cutting mat.
Yes.
Now it comes with a grid, doesn't it?
So
it does
it
not
comes
come with
standard
this one.
with the gridded mat. That is
Okay.
that comes with, and we throw that mat in for free, really.
Yeah.
So because you don't have to buy it as an add-on. This comes with
This
every
comes
board.
with it, and this is your add-on, right?
This is called the edge-to-edge, or what we call the gridless mat here.
Okay.
And this came after the fact because a lot of our people, Kris, could you hand me a ruler
Sure.
over there? Yeah, great.
Does this work?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
perfect. So with this mat, you can see, and here's the thing about us is we still do 30 to 40 shows a year. So a lot of our products
Wow.
really have a lot of input from customers.
Yeah.
Direct. And they started saying, when I put the grid on the grid, I'm getting grid overload. You can see why.
There's a
yeah.
little too much going on there.
A lot going on
Uh-huh.
there. So we made one that is gridless.
Wow.
That is a lot cleaner interface.
Okay.
And then this is just an added benefit. Is a lot of people started putting their patterns underneath this, and the mat holds it down
Yes.
during the transfer.
But they don't have the lines
They don't have
in
the
the
lines.
way. Oh my goodness. Okay, are you all, really thinking about this right now? Because let me tell you, my mind just opened up. I never really thought. Now I have the Ultra and I have the Premium, and I have my grids. But you know what I don't have? Gridless. I think I need a gridless now.
And it has all the measurements there, so you can still use
I
it.
didn't even think about that, but that is so true. All right, what do you all think? Let us know. Donna Lynn's loving this. Barb says that's really cool. Ray loves it all. You know what? Gail said, uh-oh, I think I need this board too. Yes, you do. So for those of you who currently own a Cutterpillar light board and you already have the grid mat, I think you're gonna need one of these, right? I'm really digging on the gridless idea, okay? I love that. And you know what I also love? That Cutterpillar listens to their customers.
Oh, yeah.
That's the feedback that you get. That's why you create the products
We've
you
had
do.
prototypes at the shows, and we were showing it off, and people said, no, I don't get it, and we've just shelved them. So yeah, we really listen to our
Okay,
customers.
that's amazing. And like you said, this is also a game changer for me, is the back of it, because it really does grip onto the light board. So when you're cutting, you don't have to worry about this moving
Yeah,
around.
it's a UV coating that's printed on it, because without that, you can see how hard it would be to get it. And
Exactly.
as soon as you put that down, it just locks it right down.
Okay. Wow, I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness, see? Yep, there's no movement
There's
here.
no movement. And
Okay,
they're great
that's
mats
amazing.
outside of the board too. You can use
That's
them on any
true.
surface.
Oh, boy, I didn't even think about that either. All right, I love that. Okay, so you had the basic, then you went to premium, which again, the major difference is that this one is more portable.
Portable,
right?
because it's
because
unplugged.
it can be unplugged.
And you can take it
All
wherever
right.
you want, and it's only
We good
2.5 pounds, by the way.
Wow.
So, I mean, compared to a lot of the other boards out there,
Yeah.
it's one of the thinnest boards, and it is
And one of the
it's
lightest?
one of the lightest boards, yeah.
Okay, how many levels of light here?
Again, 3, so
3
we can go.
levels of light.
Yeah.
Okay, so useful for many, many things. You're right, Sherry. And Janet says it seems like you've thought of everything.
We try, yeah.
You really have. Okay.
But if you think of something else,
You
shoot me an email.
You let Jack know. You know what I call you around here?
What's that?
We call you the Jack of all trades.
That's truer than,
'Cause
master
he's-
of none.
I don't believe that for a second. No way. All right, so we've got the basic and the premium. And then you said, oh no, we've got to go further. And you decided to introduce
The Ultra.
the Ultra. All right, let's take a look at the Ultra. All righty, here we go. Ooh, this one is a bit heavier, Jack.
It's a little bit heavier.
I'm not gonna
when
lie.
you go bigger,
All right.
which
It's
we've done
obviously
here,
going to be heavier, right?
it's going to be heavier. So we had to go a
Okay.
little bit thicker. So this isn't the board that you take with you to your guild.
That's why
Yeah.
I own the Ultra and I also own the Premium, because I want to take the Premium with me to like retreats and classes, but I also want to take it with me to the couch.
That's right.
When I'm up at night trying to watch the football game
That's
with my
right.
husband for togetherness time, right? Ultra, that pretty much stays put.
So this is for
right?
someone who has a dedicated space in their
Okay.
room and that it's not going to move around it. Because this, whereas that one, the premium and the basic are around 2 pounds, this is about 8 pounds.
Okay.
So it's a little bit bigger.
A bit
but
heavier,
it does,
yep.
and I'm not going to flash out the camera here, but I would say this is the brightest board on the market.
Wow.
And it goes up 4 levels.
Okay. Paula says she loves her Ultra.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. When we upgraded this year, by the
Okay.
way, anyone who orders this to the USB-C,
Okay.
because we found that it was a better plug in the long term, and people are really going to like that because they're familiar with the C versus some of the other plugs too.
Okay, now this does need to stay plugged in,
It does
correct?
see, yeah, this is
Okay.
not a...
It's not portable.
Yeah.
So that makes
We
sense.
tried making one because it's 12 volt, but these are 5 volt, and it lasted for about 20 minutes. So
Wow,
that
okay.
that wasn't going to work.
Okay, so I'm loving this. Again, what's the finished size on this?
So it's 26 by 19.
Okay,
The
so
board.
much bigger.
And then, but the light is 24 by 17. Again,
Okay.
same grid as we have on the others here.
And then we've got gridless.
Yeah, and then again, of course, we're going to do the gridless.
I love that. All right, everyone can see there as well, right? Okay, very fun, Ultra. Now, you had 3 mats, but there was a gap.
There was a hole.
There was a hole
Yep.
that obviously needed to be addressed, and what was that?
And that is just came about over the last year.
Okay.
And we argued incessantly about what to call it, but it just made sense to call it the Mini.
The Mini.
Pardon me, I'm gonna get the cord here.
Everything Mini is cute, right?
And so there's a few things about this that make it stand out from the others. First of all, the brightness. It is
Yeah.
almost twice as bright as anything out there. And I know
Okay.
it's hard to, there we go, thank
Yeah.
you. And we'll bring that down there. Of course, we add the mat here. The mat goes to 12 by 9, same angles, same thing, everything. But the board itself has some really unique features. First of all, we knew this board was going to be thrown into purses and to suitcases and used on the couch and used. So rather than laminating, all the other boards are laminated. This
Okay.
is a solid piece of plastic, like an iPad. And
Right.
so it is about as durable as it gets as well.
It is so lightweight, too.
So lightweight, less than a pound.
Oh my, less than a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Okay, less than a pound. It is also, dare I say, the brightest in the industry.
I would say, I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah. Now, this one does have to be plugged in.
Yes, it is a plug-in
And
model,
the
and it has
reason
the
for
same.
that?
Well, to get that brightness.
Exactly.
Yeah, and but it does have that 6-foot cord too. Yeah.
Okay, so that is the brand new Mini.
Mini,
Very exciting. Now, does this also come with a gridless mat?
It does not come with a gridless
Okay.
mat. We're taking, if people have interest in that,
Okay, because
we'll
I'm
consider
seeing
that.
in the comments that some of you are really interested in a gridless mat for this.
It
so
would be easy for us to do, so we would
Yeah.
love some input on that.
Okay.
And honestly, we honestly don't make moves until we get feedback from our customers about that stuff. So.
I love that. Okay, this is fantastic. All right, so, I mean, obviously we see lots of benefits, right, to a light board, but how did it get started with the quilting industry? Because this didn't start out that way.
No. So as I mentioned earlier, that we were paper crafters.
Yeah.
So we made this for like our Cricut customers who would weed their vinyl and they would put their cards and their scrapbook papers on there. And one day I saw my mother, and she's been a 50-year quilter, and she was tacking her transfers up on the window and transferring them during the day. And I joking around with her that she could only do it from 3 to 6 every day when the sun was coming through. And I thought, why don't we start thinking about these boards for quilters who want to transfer their patterns
applications
and we went to Houston that first year, and it just took off from there.
Wow. Okay, that is fascinating. I love that. Well, we here at Girlfriends have also discovered some of our favorite ways of using the Cutterpillar light boards in our quilting endeavors. And so let's go ahead and take a few minutes just to take a look at some, videos that we have done over the last little while on how the light board can improve your quilting in more ways than one. So the very first one we're going to take a look at is that of applique.
Great.
this baby is the one I really want in my sewing room, Kyle.
Oh, I bet.
This mat
Oh, this came off.
that actually measures 24 inches by like 19 inches.
Oh, wow.
Actually like 26 inches if you go all the way from edge to edge.
Oh, okay, because this is another inch?
Yeah, approximately. Okay, so you can see here that again, I have just a big light table, and then, so we've got 3
That's nice and
modes
bright.
of light right there. Isn't that great? This is a self-healing mat that rests on top of the glass light table, okay? So, and the fact that I can cut on this cutting mat with the light shining through is pretty awesome. Then again, for those of you who are crafters, scrapbookers, card makers,
Oh,
you've got
yes.
some of the most common sizes right here. You have still your 30, your 45, your 60 degree lines going in every which way. This is going to be the perfect size for the fat quarter. Okay, so if you think about it, a fat quarter is 19
Yes.
by 22. Well, this is going to be 19 by 26 approximately. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how simple it is to use this all together as one system. Because I've got this light underneath, and I have the tempered glass on top. Okay, so this is on top of my Cutterpillar. I was able to take my pattern and just place my background
Oh, that's awesome.
over top, right?
I don't have to go to the window or whatever.
Exactly. And then when I cut out my pieces, I could lay them exactly where I wanted them to go.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? The best part is I could take my iron
And not have to
fuse
move
it.
that.
Exactly. So
'Cause they'll
I
shift.
would use this to trace
Mm-hmm.
my appliques, and then I would just bring it right over here and iron them on. So it's all within one working area. Okay, Jack, you saw right there how I used it with applique.
I did.
And then I was able to introduce the tempered glass. That's what this is. Tell us a little bit more about what made you, invent this.
So the tempered glass, we initially, again, we made this for our paper crafters as a mixed media mat because you can glue on it, you can paint on it, you can Mod Podge on it. It is indestructible. Then one day when I was talking to our manufacturer, said that this is the same glass they use on stovetops. And my mind was
Really?
blown because then I realized it was totally heat resistant.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
so one day I bought a bunch of applique and some fusing kits, and we started fusing right on top of the glass.
glass.
And that's where we really leaned into that.
Oh my gosh,
So if
yes.
you could turn your edges on here.
Yeah.
I didn't turn this on because I'll burn myself.
Oh.
You can turn your edges right on the
Uh-huh.
glass, but it is especially great for fusing applique because if that glue that leaks out that
Yes.
ruins your husband's Sunday shirt when he turns it, tries to iron it. I know
You
that's
act
happened.
like you know these things.
So you use the glass, and that glue just scrapes off with a razor blade. So, and I tell you what,
Nice.
when you fuse between glass and metal, you get just really great fusing, and the light shining through
Yes.
all the layers. You
Yeah.
line everything up perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really all in the same space. You don't have to have
Wow.
another section, another ironing board out, the wool pad. It's all right here.
Okay, Karen, thank you. She loves that we're showing some examples
Oh, great.
of how to use this. So, yeah, definitely. And Pam said, all I can say is, wow. So, yeah, so smart. And again, the idea that this was glass that was made for stovetops, that just
Stovetop.
tells us right there that you don't have to worry about
Nope.
this, right?
Nope.
Now, is it okay to use this on top of the mat?
Yeah, we
Okay.
intended to use that.
Okay,
Now, there's
all right.
limits, obviously. If you leave it and
Yes.
go away for 2 minutes, it may do that.
Yes.
But in 6 or 7 years, I think we've only had to replace 3 boards out
Wow.
of thousands. So.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Colleen says she loves her tempered glass for applique.
Great.
For sure. So, okay, right. All right. Love this. Okay. Are you guys excited? So you can see how we used it to do applique. Let me go ahead and show you how I used it to fussy cut. For today, we are going to focus on this cute little tulip. And I'm going to use some Steam-A-Seam. I love Steam-A-Seam.
What's the difference?
Steam-A-Seam has a little bit of a tact to it. So you could use Heat and Bond Light as well. But the thing I like about Steam-A-Seam is that I could reposition my pieces. So see, if you were in your sewing room, you would do this right here.
Yes,
just
this
like
is awesome.
And when we do applique with the sewing machine, we just cut just outside of those lines. We do not cut directly on the lines. And here's another thing I love about this, Kyle.
Okay.
Let's say I've got this beautiful fabric here, and I want to fussy cut a certain piece.
Oh, good
of
idea.
it. What I can do, I'm going to flip this
Because
around.
you're putting this on the back?
And I'm going to lift off one of the pieces. This is, again, for those of you who are using
How
Steam-A-Seam.
did you know what side to trace on?
There's a sticky side, and that's the one that you want to trace on the paper side of it.
The other one will be, when we take that off, it'll iron off?
Exactly.
Okay.
So see here, I can look right through there and see
And you could
exactly
even
where
go
I
like
want.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and play with it.
Oh,
Where do you
boy.
want this?
I really like
the top
those.
of this to be.
I like those.
You like those in there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. Can you see how cool that is? That you can see through the fabric because of the light.
I didn't want all blue.
Exactly.
I don't see the flowers.
Now I'm just going to bring it over here, and
You
notice
really are going to put it right on
I'm
that
gonna
glass.
put it right on the glass.
Now that you've ironed it on there, you trim on the lines.
Yep.
Steam-A-Seam. And does it come like the Heat and Bond on the...
It does, but the difference is that Steam-A-Seam has a tack. So again, you can see that I am looking through. I have that light. Again, I can just bring it here. The nice thing is because it has that light tack, and I can see here I was a little crooked there.
The best part of this is that I don't have to go and take this over to the ironing board. That's a nice hot iron.
It is very handy to have a portable iron like this, right? And I would continue this process until my stem and my leaves are on all the things, okay? So that's how I use the Cutterpillar to get perfect placement. All right, Jack, you can see I had the tempered glass on half of it. So Linda was asking earlier, is the tempered glass only for ultra, or can it be for ultra? Yes.
It's for the ultra, it's for the basic, it's for the premium, everything but the mini. And that's another thing we're thinking about, making one for the mini. And it's also great to use beyond quilting as your mixed media board if you're ever doing anything outside of that.
Yes, because I do love that, you were using it if you have glues or paint or whatever. It just scrapes right off.
Glitter, yes, comes right off with the razor
it's like your
blade.
little crafting space,
Exactly.
right? Oh my goodness. All right. So if you've been watching 3 Things at 3 this past week, we actually have been using the Cutterpillar light boards throughout the week. So let's take a look at how you do paper piecing.
Paper piecing.
It's one of your favorite things to do with
It
the light
is.
board, isn't it? So let's go ahead and watch that little clip.
Paper piecing is so fun, and I know you've done paper piecing before. I've done paper piecing before. I'm sure all of you have done paper piecing before, but I want to just show you how fun and easy this comes together. So I have gone ahead and I have traced my template on freezer paper here. Now the reason I like freezer paper is the way we're going to do this. You could use this over and over and over again, and I actually have used it. So this is what I made mine with. I'm also using the Cutterpillar Glow, the cutting mat and light board, because it is so nice to be able to see your lines with paper piecing.
Yes.
The first thing you want to do is you want to kind of take your template, draw it out and mark it. Now if you were going to paper piece and use a lot of different colors, or if you didn't have a color sheet, then you would want to mark your fabric. But you know what? We're going to just go ahead and start. You start with your fabric down. So your first fabric
this is
down.
always the confusing part.
Always remember, you're going to do this in reverse. So your first piece is fabric down. I'm going to turn on this light right here so that we can see behind that, and I'm going to then hand this off to Sherry because she is going to actually, and I like to start with my first piece kind of bigger than everything else. So if you hate to waste a little bit of fabric, don't paper piece. That's the whole thing. But I'm going to hand this off to Sherry, and I'm going to have her iron. I like to use the freezer paper because it sticks. Now, if you didn't want to use freezer paper, you could also put a little bit of just Elmer's glue, a little glue stick on there, and it would stick. So.
All right.
So what I want to do then is I want to find my line between 1 and 2, and I'm actually going to take and fold this back. Now this is where this ruler is fantastic. So if you lay this ruler, it has kind of this beveled edge right here, and then it has a quarter. You can actually take and fold that along that ruler, and it'll give you a really nice fold. Then I'm going to turn this around, and I want to cut a 1/4 inch diagonal right along that edge, because we're getting ready for our next piece. Okay, so that gives me an exact 1/4 inch. Okay, so once I have this, then I'm going to look, and my number 2 is green. So I'm gonna take, and I am going to take my green fabric, and I'm gonna take the edge of this fabric with right sides together. I want to just line that up right here. And this is where your light board really helps, because I want to make sure that when I do, that I'm going to cover this whole number 2. Now I'm going to leave this folded down, and you're going to take a 1/4 inch seam.
So
right
I'm not
on
going to
here,
sew your paper.
so you don't sew my paper. Now,
Okay.
you could turn this over and sew right along that line, but this is exactly a 1/4 inch, so you can sew along that edge. Okay.
Kind of looks like a mess right now, Allison.
I know, it does look like a mess. This is what's so fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I am just going to take, and I'm just going to take that sharp edge. I want to clean this up just a little bit. The very last one. Now, it was so fun to use my other Cutterpillar, my bigger sheet, because they actually had a 4x6 in the corner.
Oh.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's see how Sherry did. Dun,
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 dun, dun.
dun.
Look at those points. So we've got our trees, we have our snow-capped mountains, and I have to show you the best part. Freezer paper, you ready? All right, remember the hours that you sat before the TV pulling paper out? The hardest part is just getting it open right there. Dun, 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 and you could use it again.
Paper piecing at its finest. Am I right?
That is, I've never seen better.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
We wing it at Cutterpillar, but you guys are the pros.
Well, it definitely solves a problem,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
It does.
And so a lot of quilters, the feedback you're getting is they love it for paper piecing.
Paper piecing, flipping up back and forth. It shows through the fabric. It shows
Yeah.
through the paper, and you can line your 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. It's all right there on the grid.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to see something else we did
Let's-
this week?
Oh, I would, absolutely.
All right. Okay. One more for you. I mean, the possibilities, the ways that a quilter can use this system are endless. And so that's why we wanted to be able to show you some of those things. So if you joined, let's see, myself on Monday, if you joined me I had my girls with me, and we did improv curved piecing. And I want to show you how easy it was to do, because we could see the overlap right there with my fabric from the help of this guy right here. Let's take a look. We've got our little Cutterpillar here because I thought this would be perfect.
I'm seeing this in person for the first time.
Do you love it?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I am like blown away. And when you guys see this, the fabric on here,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
It's kind of fun.
So nice. Okay,
Okay.
so we got to turn on our light.
Yep. We're just going to turn it on a single level. It actually has 4 levels of light here. But go ahead and we start out with 2 strips, and they can be as wide as you want them to be. It's completely up to you. Now, this is the reason why I love the Cutterpillar, is because you can see the overlap here. And what I asked Jessica to do was to put 2 pieces together, right sides up. Both of the pieces of fabric are going to have right sides up. That's really, really important. And you overlap by approximately 1 inch, 1.5 inches, all right? And if you don't have a light box that you can use this on, then simply go to your cutting mat and you're going to measure how, what the difference is, because you want it to overlap by about an inch, inch and a half. But because I can see the light, this is going to be super easy, Jess.
To cut, right?
Exactly, because you want to cut and make sure those lines are in between the overlap.
Because we're going to cut both pieces at the same time.
Exactly.
And you want them to have that same curve. Say if I went off here,
Yes.
it's not going to catch this.
Exactly.
And it won't work out when you go to the sewing machine.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and move this over so that we can use our little magnets to hold it in place.
Genius.
And then
just
just,
say.
let's take the rotary cutter. When you do this, you want to make sure and have a very sharp rotary cutter. And what I'd like you to do is you're going to start here at the bottom. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. I want you to start at the bottom in the middle and do about a 1/2 inch cut straight.
Just straight.
And
Okay.
the reason for this is because this is going to be, if you will do this, it's going to be so much easier when it comes time to sew that I have a straight piece to start my sewing. Now, you're going to go about 1/2 inch in straight, and then I want you to do just a gentle curve. Nothing too crazy, but just a gentle curve all the way down. Are you ready?
Here I go.
Okay,
Here we
ready or
go.
not, right?
All right. So about a 1/2 inch.
Yep.
And then we're just going to gentle
I
curve.
like it. And then when you go out, go straight out at the very end.
Okay.
Okay, you can see that. All right, so now that we have those two strips cut apart, go ahead and remove the magnets.
Okay.
And there's 2 pieces of fabric we need to remove, and it's those little pieces. So
So
we've
the
got
one
that
up here.
and we've got that one. Now look at how well those 2 fit together.
That's so cool.
Yes, I love it. All right, what do you think about that?
I'm blown away by that. Like, you want to come work for us?
Yes. No. Let's see. How can we combine
Yeah, we
forces?
need to-
I think we're doing that right now,
we're doing that
right?
right now.
Oh my goodness, that was it was a game changer for me, because when I've done curve piecing before, I haven't used the light, and I would use my mat, and you have to do a lot of measuring, making sure that you have the overlap from beginning to end. But with the help of the light, I could visually see
Eliminating steps.
exactly and doing it right on the cutting mat.
Right on the cutting mat.
So pretty cool. All right. Well, we have these beautiful light boards, but we of course want to be able to find ways to protect them. How does Caterpillar solve that problem?
So we realized that, especially the premium and the mini too, that people were going to use them outside of their space. So we designed some, we call them totes, to protect them, and they have lots of bells and whistles.
Okay, let's take a look at, you have 2 different sizes to choose
We
from.
do. So this is the size for the premium and the basic. That they're the
Okay.
same size. So on the outside, here's
I'm going to go ahead and
Go ahead.
turn it, just flip this
There we
around.
go, okay.
There we go.
on the outside. We've got reinforced feet, because that's where your damage is going to happen. Is on those corners, because that's gravity's bringing it down there.
Yes.
Lots of pockets. One for your plug. One for all of your extra accessories. The front there, and we made the inside bright green, so it doesn't become that black hole like most of your purses are.
You really did think of everything.
So
Okay.
the mats fit in there quite nicely,
Yes.
and
And then you would just put your little
thank you.
cords and plugs
Yeah, so
right
lots
there,
of space.
right?
They go right in there. Pardon me. And now it is protected. We've got shoulder straps, hand straps, and this is a suitcase handle strap. You just put it right on your suitcase there.
Okay, so when you're heading out for a class or retreat, you just pop that baby right on, right? Okay, love that. Are you guys loving this protective case? This is amazing. All right, so this is the premium
And the basic.
And the basic is what this is, or of course the mini could fit
the
in
mini
there
would fit
as
in there
well.
too, yeah.
And there's plenty of space. You could put in, other items
Absolutely,
as well.
there's-
Even your
you can fit
fabric or a project,
The-
right?
all the extra mats in there, the glass mats.
Okay, and now we have this one.
This one is exactly the same thing, but for the Ultra. Now, this
Okay.
one is a funny story. In my wildest dreams, I thought, who is going to schlep this giant board somewhere?
Me?
And within 6 months of releasing the Ultra,
Yeah.
they're like, where's our Ultra tote? And so we did it really the same thing with one difference. We made some extra feet there to protect it because it's a little bit bigger, but the same exact features.
When I would be using this, it's just to store and put it away.
Yeah, that is a great point.
Like even in my own home. Yeah.
So if you want to put it in your closet and it keeps the
Sure.
dust off it and those things, but
Yeah.
all the same features, all metal hardware, same seat.
Okay, love that. All right, you saw that in the video that we just showed that I used in order to get my piecing, looking really good on my cuts. I needed magnets, and that was something that you guys just introduced as well. Tell us about the magnet system.
So as I learned, I used to walk the walk, but I didn't talk the talk.
Okay.
So back to my mom again, I asked her about how to do some things, and she was teaching me some basic things. And one of the things that I found so frustrating and when transferring is, if transferring a pattern paper to paper or paper to fabric, is I spent more time lining up those lines, and then to have them in 2 seconds, if my finger's tacky, it moves it. And so I looked on YouTube, and people were using painter's tape and washi tape and pins. And I thought, wait, let's figure this out from an engineering standpoint, how to solve this problem.
Right.
So we had our manufacturer implant into the acrylic 4 metal plates. And
Yes.
you know where we're going with this?
Yes, I do.
And
I
so
love
now,
this.
if you'll
Okay.
be so kind
Can
to
I
handle.
have the honors of?
So these
Yes.
are the strongest consumer magnets that are available on the market. They're called N52, and they are bomb-proof.
Wow.
You can, thank you.
Yeah.
You can see
Wow.
here that you can shake, you
Holy
can hold it
cow.
upside down.
They're not coming
They're
off.
not coming off. Yeah, we originally thought about doing
Wow.
more, but then we realized we didn't need any more than 2. 2 does the
Yeah.
job, and you've got lots of real estate here to put them. There's 4
Yes.
plates here, so
Okay.
and there's no limit to what you can use. What you did was an epiphany to me to see how you did that. I just love
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so now this was introduced when you showed off the Mini,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So what
As a
about
feature.
the light boards that didn't come with the magnetic
So
system?
the reason behind that is like, as I mentioned, we do a lot of shows, and I knew that if I went, to Houston or to road to California, that all my customers would say, "Hey, you put these new features on these new stuff. What about me, the one I just bought from you 3 months ago?"
Right, right.
So we figured out what I'm calling a, pardon me here, I don't know where that board went, a retrofit.
Okay.
So you can
Look
buy
at
the
that.
magnets
Here
along
we
with
go.
this
Here's
with
picture of this.
with this set of plates, and they self-adhere to any board. It doesn't have to be ours. You can see that,
see that.
they have the stickers here, and you just decide where you want them. And I kind of arbitrarily just picked them here,
Yeah.
but wherever you think you're going to use them most. And with these plates, they do the exact same
That's
thing.
amazing. All right, so for those of you who have the other boards, isn't this a game changer for you? That you don't have to feel left out?
Nope.
Right?
You get the same advantage.
This is for everyone. So Patricia said she added the magnets to her original board and loves them. Yeah, that's excellent. So we have those available as well for purchase. All right. Can I tell you what probably one of our most favorite products that we sell here is? I mean, besides this, of course, right? It's the cradle, the light cradle. So many of you have
The Flex.
purchased this. The Flex, yes. Oh my goodness, this is just an absolute favorite here at Girlfriends. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the direction you took because of a need that you saw?
Yes. Back to my mother again.
Okay, back to mom.
So
Moms know best,
my mom
right?
has a 73 Singer. I don't know what it is about that year, but she's called it the Cadillac of sewing machines. Despite us getting
It
her,
was, yes.
despite us getting her different sewing machines, she always defaulted back to that machine, and it had this little analog bulb, yellow, and again she'd have to turn on every light in there, and so we looked at sewing machine add-ons, but they all had that obnoxious cord.
Right.
And those old sewing machines don't have the USBs that the new ones do. So
Sure.
we decided to make a cordless
Wow. Okay.
light.
Yeah, and it's bright.
It is bright, yeah. So you've got low, medium, and high. And high, honestly, if you point it towards your face, you're squinting at it. So, yeah, one of the only cordless machines on lights on the market. But what we did, which I think is really unusual is rather than connecting this light to your machine by Velcro or some other way, is we came up with the cradle. And
So
now
smart.
the story behind this is I used to wear a pager in the 90s, like every other
Yes, all right.
tech junkie. And
That's
this
right.
and the pagers for a while had this feature where the pager would come out of the cradle, and that's where I thought of that. So you attach it once by Velcro, and then
So smart.
you can bring that cradle in and out as easy to charge,
Yeah.
to use on other machines.
Well, that's, a lot of our customers, they will purchase the Flex Light, they'll put it, on their machine somewhere, but then they want additional cradles, and they might put it on their long arm machine.
Yeah,
They might
absolutely.
put it on their serger, the cradles, and then you're just moving the light from one place to another. And I've also seen where people not only use it on their machines, but they use it in different places in their home even.
I had a guy
right?
tell me he's put them on all his power tools, because he puts them
Wow.
to his power tools and he can see exactly where he's cutting and things like that.
Okay.
These lights last 10 hours on low and about 4 hours on high.
And then you just recharge them.
Just recharge them with the
Wow,
USB-C.
which comes
comes
in
with
the
it. Mhm.
package.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I love that. Let's take a closer look. Abby did a little quick video the other day on showing off how awesome the Flex Light is. Okay, so many of you in the comments are saying how much you love your Flex Lights, and I couldn't agree more. It is absolutely one of my most favorite go-to items that I have in my sewing room, where I don't want to be without it.
Yeah.
I've even taken it on the airplane with me.
Yeah, it's a reading
because
light.
I need it for
it's
all
everything.
the things.
Yeah.
I need it for all the things, right? Okay, well, what do you all think? So cool, right? The Flex Light, really fun, absolutely perfect for so many different
Yes.
things, right?
Any sewing machine.
Any sewing machine.
We can never have enough light.
That I would absolutely agree with. And the light doesn't just stop there, does it, Jack?
No.
Because you also invented some really cool, additional accessories, and that is with the clamps for our rulers.
Yeah, and so we realized, and this is not an epiphany by any means, but people like to see what they're doing. So
Imagine that.
And I'll tease some of the other manufacturers. You've seen, I call them the shower handles, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And they work pretty well.
do,
They're great
yeah.
for doing that, but they take up so much real estate on the ruler. And really, when you're holding them like this, it's an awkward position for your hand.
Yeah,
you're
in
holding
fact,
it like that.
You were telling me your mom's had
Exactly.
struggled
So,
with
and
being
that's
able to do
again
that,
back to
right?
my mother. I'm sorry, I'm not a mama's boy, but
He is. It's fine.
so she shows. So my mom's 77 as of next week, and she'd always taught to cut 3 fingers on, 2 fingers off.
Sure.
That's how you cut.
Okay.
But she was at a show with us in Idaho a couple of years ago, before COVID, and she was cutting like this with her
Wow.
arm down. And I asked her about it, and she says, "I just don't." She's got a little arthritis now
Yeah,
at her age. She says,
sure,
"I can't."
sure.
She says that ruler is hard to wrangle, especially
Yeah.
the 24-inch. So we bought her that big one, but she didn't like it. But I have to give her credit. In 5 minutes, she turned it sideways and put one of the suction
Just
cups
kind
on
of
there.
had it at a little bit of an angle then.
And she put it at that more ergonomic way. So instead of her wrist being like this, it was like this. And that's when the
Ding,
juices
ding,
start
ding, 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 yeah.
So we made one that allows you to have that ergonomic way.
Yes.
So that's how it's like riding a bike here. You're holding it what feels natural, and it changes the way you're cutting so much, because
Yeah.
it changes your muscle groups from your weakest muscles here. Now it's triceps.
But it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't stop there. So here's the icing on the cake.
Yeah. What?
So again, as we reach in here, it eliminates those shadows like I was talking
Yeah.
about early. You can see all your hash marks, and it eliminates your cutting line as well. And it has a low
Oh my
and a
goodness.
high, and it recharges with a USB, just like the Flex does.
Okay.
And you can see how easy it is to move. You just
Mind
push the air out,
blowing.
let the air out, and this will work on, and now it's certainly great for your 24-inch rulers, but it'll work on any size ruler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and it will, because it is a smaller footprint on there,
Yeah, it's
right?
only 4 inches.
Okay,
yeah.
I love that. Marie said mind-blowing. Yeah.
It keeps and I think over the years, people have showed me their war wounds when I started showing this. And so I see all of the war wounds.
Got a few of those around
and
here.
so
Yep.
this keeps your fingers away from the cutting line.
Exactly, which is very, very important. And it helps give it some more pressure on the rulers so you don't have it falling all
And
over
this
the place,
in combination with these little silicone feet will make this such a great cutting experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with that, you also introduced this one. This is the little mini one.
This is the mini one. So this is the same idea, but instead of cutting big things, this gets your fingers away from the smaller things. It'll go down to 2.5 inches. Same thing, you push the air out, you lock it. Now you've got a lot more
Wow.
room to cut around like that, and this will hold actually about 80 pounds of resistance.
Are
on
you
there.
kidding me?
No, it'll fit on any ruler, and again, it gets your fingers away from the cutting line,
Wow.
and you get a lot more leverage. And the price for this, it's a metal center. They're indestructible. One of our most favorite items.
Wow. Okay. Now this one doesn't have a light.
This does not have a light.
Okay.
This
but
is we really market this for the templates, because if I don't
Yeah.
know, I have a template in my wife's sewing room that's a little hexagon, and try holding that little thing down.
Exactly.
This just
Oh, that's
it's
so
impossible.
true.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You can't have
Absolutely
enough of these.
brilliant. Okay. Yeah, Peggy says, oh, I could use that mini. Yes, you could, Peggy. I absolutely love this too. Yeah, I got both of those in my sewing room too. You know, I'm a huge Cutterpillar fan. What can I say? So, let me tell you what I can tell you. That is, we have the best pricing. You know, on SWG Nights, best pricing offers ever, right? You don't find lower pricing than you do when we introduce things on SWG Night. So who better to bring on than Mr. Todd himself? Todd is in the house. Here we go. I'm gonna be the rose between the thorns right here. And let's discuss some pricing,
Jack,
shall
so nice
we?
to see you.
Yeah, we're a couple of thorns here, I guess.
Absolutely. I think that's what we got called.
There we
I'll
go.
take it. I'll take it for what it is.
All right, so we want to be able to share with you some of the best pricing, again, that you will find out there. And after we do that, we're going to introduce the flip and fold cutting mat. Make sure, I hope you all are sharing this, all right? Because when you share, remember there's a little arrow underneath the video. All you have to do is click on that, and you can share it with your friends and tag people in the comments, because it's going to enter your chance to win. We have 3 cutting mats we're giving away and 2 flip and fold cutting mats. So make sure you do this, all right? This is your public service announcement right now. All right, how about we shop that Cutterpillar collection, Todd?
Let's do
Okay,
this.
let's tell us
Let's do
what
this.
we're looking at.
All right. The gridless cutting mats, you have to have these.
Yep.
So when we very first started selling Cutterpillar,
Yeah.
these were, I think, on the water.
Yes.
They were coming, right?
Yes, they were.
So this is kind of a debut for us tonight.
Yeah.
So get ready. Here we go. The gridless mat for the premium and the basic, same size, is $29.99 tonight. The gridless for the ultra is $44.99. These are great prices. That's a great price on a mat.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yeah.
If you just were to go buy a mat, not the translucent, show me everything, make everything so much easier.
Yeah.
That's where we're after.
Okay.
Okay, Cutterpillar
Sounds good.
Glow Premium Light Board. MSRP on this is $169.99. Tonight, let's go. It's $129.99.
Oh my gosh.
His famous last words. Let's go.
Let's go.
What do you think about that?
I might not have a job when I get back to work tomorrow.
Well, you got a job here.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Absolutely. And of course, you're going to need to have the Glow Tote, and that's $39.99 tonight. All this is on our website. Jump on the website. All the items are listed on there.
Yep.
And you want to jump on this. The Glow Ultra Light Board, so the Ultra, this is the big daddy, the Mac daddy of them all.
Okay.
Well, this is the one we love.
Yeah.
Well, we love them all.
Yeah.
But this one's really cool. MSRP on this is $249.99. Are you ready? $199.99 tonight.
$50 off.
$50 off.
$50 off of that.
And should I mention that shipping is only $6.99?
Exactly. $6.99 for shipping. And our
Just
friends
saying.
at Cutterpillar are going to ship those out for us. They'll get them to you as quickly as they can. Now, with the $50 that you saved on this, Kris, buy the tote.
There you
It's
go.
$49.99.
Yeah.
Just throw it in. That's like getting the tote for free.
That
I'm not a mathematician.
That is, right?
that's it.
Right? Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. The Elite Mini, and we love the Mini. So we've only offered the Mini one time. MSRP on this one is $129.99, $99.99 tonight. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
$30 off.
$30
Wow.
off.
Okay.
Take it with you to your next guild show.
Yes.
That's our to-go board.
Take it everywhere.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
you need this one. It's handy as a pocket, that one is. The Glow Basic Light Board, if you're just
Handy
getting...
as a pocket.
It really is.
like that.
It really is. The Glow Basic Light Board, MSRP on this is $129.99. Yours tonight, $89.99.
Wow.
Amazing. Okay.
Okay, now listen, jump on the website. All of this stuff is together. We're going to make sure, so we've talked to Cutterpillar. We have plenty of inventory. Jump on there, start buying, throw this stuff in your carts. Let's go.
Let's
This is a deal.
Okay. Yeah, that is phenomenal pricing there, Todd. And it gets even better with the flip and fold. Are we ready to
I
debut
think we better
this?
show this bad boy.
Yeah, we should. Oh my goodness, what do you guys think so far? Are you excited? We sure hope so. We are having a blast here and hope you are too, learning about all things Cutterpillar. And so leading up to now, we talked about the four boards, right?
Four boards.
That come with the grid mat.
All the boards come with a PVC self-healing cutting mat. Yes.
Yes, okay. Then we also debuted our gridless mats for you all.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Because we have not sold those before.
We haven't, and it's a must-have.
It really is. Yeah.
You know, our philosophy is let's make the space as useful as possible. That's where all of these accessories come in.
Kind of all in one,
Exactly.
right? Tempered glass. You gotta have the tempered glass. I think it's a game changer. I love being able to use, you know, both the cutting mat and the tempered glass in conjunction with each other. Fantastic product. Absolutely love it. We talked about the flex lights.
Flex light with the
and-
cradles.
With the cradles
And
and
the
the
clamp
clamps.
lights.
Okay. All right.
And can I say that flex light? So we tested this at my house last night. I knew we were talking about this. We pulled the Velcro off. We put it back on. We pulled it off. We put it back on.
It doesn't leave residue, does it?
There was no
no
residue,
residue.
and it stuck every
Nope.
time.
Nope. Nope.
That's why
Love
it's one
it.
of our favorites.
Yeah, there we go. Ray thinks we need a Todd deal on the gridless. Just saying.
Give me 1 second.
Is he authorized
boy.
to do that? Is he authorized to do that?
I think so.
Let's have a look here. Let's have a
He's
look.
going to take a
Allison,
look, Ray. Your wish is our command.
I'm going to need some help
All
on this
right.
one, I think. So the gridless mats. Ooh, let's see. We're $29.99 on the basic. We're $44.99 on the ultra. Let's go $10 off
Okay.
on each one of those.
Okay.
We're at $19.99 and $34.99. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Todd. Ray, see, I told you, you know.
Give them just a second.
Give 'em
Allison's
just a-
changing the
yeah.
price as we speak.
Okay.
That's all it
Too
takes,
fun.
huh?
That's
Did
it.
they just bully you like that? And they just,
Pretty much.
I get abused.
I know.
He wants to be the favorite, okay? He wants to be the
If I have
favorite.
to buy their love, I do it.
There you go. All right, friends, are you ready for the debut of the brand new, highly anticipated Cutterpillar's The Flip and Fold 48 cutting mat? Oh my goodness. Okay, my friend, where did this idea come from?
Well,
let's go grab that right
do it.
over there. Yep. Okay. I'm so excited.
The flip and fold cutting mat. Really, the idea came from this is it gives you ways to cut, no matter what your situation is, whether you're in your craft and sewing room, whether you're on the dining room table, whether you're at a class, you have a solution for that. So you could either have 5 different cutting mats, right?
Okay,
you could have
sure.
like, here's your 24 by 36, your 48, your
Oh my gosh, that's a lot to store.
5. Yeah, where do you
Yeah,
store those?
where do you put it all?
And the pricing on those, where you get all this in one. And I don't know if you guys knew this. Let's talk about this.
I
real
don't
quick.
know.
I'm going off script here, guys.
Oh, all right.
So
I didn't even think about that.
we designed this to fit perfectly into
Okay,
the
now.
tote. This
Wow.
is your portable mat. This goes to your girlfriends.
Wow.
This goes to the guild show
Wow.
and stores it there. So
Okay.
sorry, I went off script, but that's all right.
Well, what issues is this resolving? Obviously, we've got a storage issue, right?
Storage issue, portability. That's
Portability,
is
huge.
is this is a great example. Let's say you're on your way to somewhere. What do you do with this? Do you roll it up? We know you can't do that.
Okay, I will tell you, it is not easy. I've taken mats like this with me to retreats before, and I never know how to put it in my car.
Or deciding what size to take.
Exactly.
This is all the sizes in one.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
So
Okay.
portability is one, and the second one. This is actually one of the only non-toxic mats in the world. Really, you could actually prepare food on this.
Oh my goodness.
Versus this
Okay.
PVC is
Well,
quite
of course
toxic.
you could.
Okay,
You can do everything with Cutterpillar.
Okay, well,
We're doing a cake here in a minute.
well, speaking of like preparing food on it, one of the problems that a lot of people find themselves in is having to use the dining room table
Yes.
for something like this, right? There might not be enough room
Exactly.
in a sewing space, or maybe they don't have a sewing space. But it's like, how do I store all this? Well, this guy made the best video. I seriously cracked up. I cannot wait for you to watch, because you're going to show us just how relevant this question becomes.
Okay.
I love that it's back on the table.
Back
Why
on the table.
not?
You know, we had some fun with that, obviously, but that is a real life situation.
It's true.
Where does that 48-inch mesh go?
Exactly. So will you show us how
I
this
will.
works?
I'm going to
Okay.
stand up for this one.
And then also tell us what's special about this system, because you did the numbering very specific
We did.
for this. Okay.
What we realized was, and I'm going to stand over here so we can show this, is
Perfect.
when you start, you know, this has a QR code. You know, we want everyone to know how to use it, and you can, and I know Girlfriends has a video for that, but you can also scan this, and it'll show you exactly how to do it. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Good. Nice to know. All right.
and so let's say you're working with some small pieces. You can be cutting on your 12 by 18 here.
Sure.
And every single time you open it, you start at 0. We have all of our angles here. We have all of the hash marks. Again, with all of our stuff, we add the fractions. So if you need 5 3/8, you don't have to count those hash marks. There it is, 5 3/8.
Love that.
So let's say, and we also have metric at the top. The next step, you need something bigger. Well, with the flip and fold, you just double it. So now
Okay.
you have 18 by 24.
18 by 24, Matt, right there. Okay.
And so, you know, these, every time you start, you can see here, you start at 0, you start at 0. Every mat, iteration of the mat, every cutting surface has its
Wow.
own grid.
Okay, that's
Now, this
cool.
next one is my favorite one.
Okay.
Because, so the reason why we call this the flip and fold is because you flip it, and then you unfold it here. Now, make sure I'm on camera here. Should I go this way?
Okay. Which way should we go, Abby? Is this good? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, this is my favorite part of the mat because this gives you 48 inches. So if you pull out your fabric, you can cut without having to double it up right here. 99% of the cuts are going to go between these, the first one, the second one, and now the third one.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so now we
Now
have
at this point,
3 mats.
we have these. We have a patent on this, by the way,
Okay.
that locks these edges together. So when you cut across them, it does not leave a thread like when you try to push
Nice.
2 mats together.
Okay, I love that. All right. Someone's asking, how does this cut over the folds?
It's fine. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
that's the reason why. Now, before, without that, we had issues with that. But once
Yeah.
that, because it locks it in,
Yeah.
it does not leave.
It just goes right
yeah,
over.
It's seamless,
and
really.
You did something really smart as well. You have it said right here, do not cut on folding lines. And you put the folds specifically not on those.
A number that you'd use a lot.
A number that
yeah,
you would use
exactly.
a lot, which is so smart.
So the only place that you don't want to cut is this way on the fold lines. Cutting across,
No
cut all day
problems.
long. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, then the next one,
All right, that's number 3, Matt.
here's our 48 inches right here.
Are you kidding me?
So now you can square up those giant things. You can plan out all your big projects. You have it without having to invest in that 48-inch mat
Yes.
and dealing with the storage and the cost of having 5 or 6 different mats.
Okay, I love this. Now, this is coming up a little,
sorry.
But the reason for it, I'm going to let everyone know, is because we have something else underneath
Yes.
it. So that's why, if you see that and wonder, there's because we have
Just
another
lock those,
cutting mat
those pieces
below.
down there. Now,
Okay.
So this is the 4th one. This is the 4th cutting surface. Now for the last
Wow.
one, you do a little bit of.
It gets bigger.
Well, it doesn't get bigger, but it changes. So you flip
Yes.
over the whole thing, and you fold it back on itself, and now you have.
So the
Look at that.
biggest is what?
48 by 36.
36 by 48. Okay, that's huge.
And then you can come and cut on either one of these sides and get your 24 by 36. So there
Wow.
is a mat for every surface.
And you have the numbers where they need to be.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Either side here.
Okay. Yep, 1 and 1. All right, that was pretty dang cool. You saw that this literally went almost across the entire table, right here. So if you need a bigger surface, you've got it. If you need a smaller surface, you've got it.
If you're stuck in a corner at
You've
your
got all
guild
the
show,
angles. Leanne says it's the perfect size for cutting backing and batting. Love this, game changer.
Yep.
And Kenzie said add to cart.
and then you just put it on the shelf when you're done. You don't have
Okay.
to do all those obnoxious things that I did.
Here's an. I don't have. Although I wouldn't mind a swim right
Let's
now.
swim, yeah.
that might not be
when I
such
threw
a
it in
bad
there, I
idea.
realized I have to go down
in
and
and
get
get
that now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've got this, and that, which is just the coolest thing ever, right? One of the problems that we find a lot with cutting mats is warping due to heat.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you, I've had this happen on way more than one occasion, where I accidentally left it in my car, right? You know, for an hour or so, and it gets really hot. And unfortunately, we get lots of warping.
That's right. That is a feature of PVC.
Yep.
This is PVC. In fact, this is warped right here. I
It
can
is.
see. Yeah. This is a different kind of plastic. This is
Yeah.
called TPE.
Okay.
That's why it's non-toxic. It's not made with the same chemicals, and it is amazing. You could leave it. So we tested it this summer. We put it into it was probably early July, into 100 and about 130 degrees. That's how hot, and we left it in there all day.
Wow.
And it absolutely didn't change at all.
No problem
We
at
also
all.
put some competitors in there. I won't tell you which ones they were.
Yes.
And they looked like shriveled up bacon.
Okay, can we take a look at that video? Because we've got it.
All right.
We've got the proof is in the pudding,
Proof is
folks.
in the pudding.
And let's take a look at that quick video because you're going to see firsthand that this is a big deal. Okay, what do you all think about that? I mean, seeing the warping firsthand was super eye-opening to me. When I watched that video, I was like, wow. I've been there, right? We all
everyone has,
have,
yeah.
right? And so, is this a self-healing mat?
It is a self-healing. It's self-healing as any other mat out there. We did all the tests. You know, admittedly, we're not making this for a production mat that you're cutting over the same spot over and over again. This is the mat that you take with you to the shows and use on your spaces. But yeah, it's very
Good
durable.
point. Okay, so you know you could have this and you could use it every day, but not necessarily. Maybe this is the one that you're taking with you places,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
And you're using a different cutting mat every day. I mean, it just kind of depends, right?
You know, if you were cutting out, 300 squares, use your regular mat for that. This is the mat you take with you to your girlfriends, take with you and put on the coffee room table in the space, all those,
that you have. Okay.
And then put it away again.
And then put it away. I love that. And it actually is very, very simple. You've got some videos out there as well to show. And we even have a video as well. In fact, shall we go ahead and play that? Because Mr. Steve, our cameraman, he did it. He pulled it off, and if he can do it, if he can do it, anyone can, right, Steve? Let's take a look at that. Wow. Okay. And I would imagine after one or two times of doing it, it would just become second
it's
nature,
like
right?
it's muscle memory. It feels a little confusing at first, but you'll get it. It's just that's why it's the flip and fold.
It's the flip
you
and
flip
fold.
and fold it. That's all you need to know.
Gonna remember
and
that.
you just scan that QR code and go to the video.
Yeah, and you're covered. Okay, I love that. Too fun. Let's see. Someone is asking, will both the matte and the premium fit in the same bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There you go. There's enough wiggle room there for both.
And the other mats too. It fits it all.
Okay. Are we ready to talk pricing? Best deal
After
of
what
the year.
Todd just did, I don't know. I'm a
Oh
little
my
worried about
goodness. Okay, before we do so though, there's just a few other items that we want to talk about pricing that we didn't mention earlier, and we've had some questions on. So clamp lights, let's talk about the clamp lights.
All right, let's talk about the clamp lights. The clamp light for the quilting ruler with the light, $34.99 is the MSRP. You're on $29.99 tonight for that great ruler holder.
Yeah, definitely.
The mini quilting clamp is just $9.99. That'll fit in the bag too, I guarantee it. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the cordless sewing machine light. MSRP on that is $29.99. We're $24.99 tonight. And the one thing we didn't mention, we do sell 2 extra cradles. So you buy a light, you can buy a package of 2 extra cradles for just $4.99. That way you don't have to take it on and off. You can
long
just,
arm, serger.
Yeah, absolutely. Drill, whatever.
Drill.
Whatever we were talking about right there. Next up, we showed those great magnets, and those babies are strong. Try pulling those apart. You have to break them. You have to break this way in the middle for it to happen.
Yep.
For 2 of those, it's $19.99, and then the mounting plates so that you can turn any one of your mats into the magnetic mat is just $14.99 for that package. It's a package of 6, so that should take care of about any board, right? Jack?
Any pattern or fabric will fit on those with those.
Okay, we have one last item here before we get to the flip and fold cutting mat, and that would be the tempered glass mat. Now, we've done the tempered glass mat before, and they went quick. Right, Jack?
Absolutely, they go
They
quick.
went so quick, Jack had to order some more.
It's one of the most useful items, I think. I think it's the most useful add-on.
Yeah,
Very,
I love
very
it.
good.
Yep.
So the MSRP on that is $39.99. Tonight, $29.99.
Okay.
Let's go.
I love that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, are we ready for the for this one, for the big daddy of them all. Debuting tonight, first time on
Anywhere.
on SWG with
And
all of
anywhere,
you,
yeah.
because we love you. Okay? The flip and fold cutting mat, the MSRP on this is $199.99. Yours tonight for $159.99. Great price.
$40 off.
You will be the coolest kid on the block because you will get yours first.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
We added up what it would, the cost of buying all 5 different mats. Average, on the lower end, $319 to buy
Wow.
5 mats.
I didn't even think about that, but that's so
It's
true.
5 mats in one. So if you want 5 mats, you can spend $319 or you can spend $159.
What a bargain.
Let's do the $159.99.
Same. Yeah.
Let's do that.
And shipping is $6.99.
Shipping $6.99.
You know that's
day
not
long.
how much it costs.
No.
No.
This is a little bit on the larger side and a little bit on the heavier side.
Yeah.
This does not ship for $6.99. But
Yeah.
as always, our flat rate shipping to you, $6.99.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere in the continental United States.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty
Great
good
deals.
deal.
Great deals tonight.
Okay. Flip and fold cutting mat. That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. We're pretty excited about this.
Well, you should be.
We want to make some happy quilters out there.
You have made a very good quality product. And you and your entire team back at Cutterpillar should be incredibly proud of yourselves for what you have done. And I love, again, the fact that you really are listening to the quilters out there and the hobbyists and those who love to craft and create, because this does go beyond just quilting and sewing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, we're talking, especially when it comes to the light boards, we're talking crafters and scrapbookers and card
Everything,
makers
yeah.
and painters and those of you who love diamond art and those of you who love to weed vinyl.
I had a tattoo artist tell me that it's his favorite tool for transferring his tattoos.
There you go. There you go. So you know what? You just never know all the uses until you have one and you see it and you have it in front of you. I promise you, your mind is going to start reeling with all the different ideas. We hope we've done a fair enough job of showing you some of the things that it can do, but only you can be the one who really truly tests this out and discovers all of the great new ways that you can use these products. So we'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let us know. Again, share it with your friends. And like Todd said, you're going to be the first to receive that flip and fold cutting mat.
You are. And let's just put the challenge out. Buy it tonight and find a new use. Share it with everybody.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. We share.
Absolutely.
So buy this.
I always say
share it.
sharing is caring.
It is. Absolutely.
For sure. So how long are these prices going to go for, Todd?
We're going to go through Thursday of next week.
So 1 week.
1 week. And but let's
1 week.
let's get on it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You want it? Look, you want this out the door. You want to be the first one to get it. You really do. So
Yep. Absolutely.
Get it ordered tonight.
I love it.
And you won't have to fish your mat out of the bottom of the pool.
Water. Too fun. All right, friends, I want to remind you of our special giveaway. For those of you who have liked, shared, commented, that's going to enter your chance to win one of 3 different cutting mats that we're giving away, the basic ones, and thanks to Cutterpillar.
Basic light boards, yeah.
Basic light boards, and then we're also, Girlfriends is giving away the 48 flip and fold cutting mat. Okay, we're giving this away. And then Cutterpillar decided, you know what? It's our debut.
That's right.
We need to do this right.
We need to give some stuff away. You guys are making us look bad.
So tell us what you're going to do for someone out there.
If you go to www.cutterpillar.com and just sign up for our newsletter, we are going to pick a couple of names on Monday. We're going to pick a name on Monday and give away one of the flip and folds, a $200 value.
That's so
And we
awesome.
are not the spammers. We just do 1 or 2 emails a week and good stuff.
Always good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of great stuff there.
Oh my goodness. All right, friends. Well, that wraps things up for us, but we did want to stay on for just a few extra minutes. If you have any questions that we can help answer, this is your chance, all right? We are doing a Q&A right now, so type in your comments. We'll do our best to answer them. We also have some of our friends from Cutterpillar on the back end who are answering questions as well, so be sure and look for those answers. So, one
And
of
a
the
big
first...
thank you to them for jumping in. And
Oh,
just
to
as
Cutterpillar,
as
yeah.
we started this, Cutterpillar sent me a quick text message and said, "Do you want us to start answering questions? I said,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes,
We can't
yes.
keep up.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely do that. What's your website again for those who want to sign up for the newsletter?
www.cutterpillar.com.
Oh,
and that's
easy.
spelled CUTTERPILLAR.com.
So Janine is asking, how do you buy it? Janine, just head over to our website and you'll be able, there's, Allison, do we have a collection there? Just type in Cutterpillar. And everything Cutterpillar will be shown. We also have a QR code that if you have your phone, you could go ahead and take a shot of that, on your camera phone, and it'll take you right to the website as well, so that you can see all the things that we have to offer. I mean, we didn't even talk about every single thing. I mean, we didn't show every single thing.
We scratched the surface.
There's lots of stuff there. So be sure and check that out. The questions are kind of coming in fast, so I hope we can get to them. Someone asked, which bag does the flip and fold fit in? Can you remind us of that?
Well, obviously it'll fit in the big one,
Yeah.
but it fits perfectly into the tote
Okay,
that we
so
designed
really,
for
either one.
the basic,
Yeah.
the basic and the premium. It fits right in there, and it still fits the light boards in there too. So.
All right, I love that. Okay, so hopefully that helped answer. I saw another question is, how much does this weigh?
It weighs just under 5 pounds.
Okay, not bad, just
Not bad.
under 5 pounds. All right.
And I can tell you that 5 different mats weighs a lot more than 5 pounds.
And
5
it's-
separate mats.
Okay, and the other thing about having 5 separate mats is awkward.
It is awkward.
It is so awkward.
How do you hold on?
How do you hold on to
They're
all of
gone.
them, right?
One shoots out
This
this
is-
side, one falls off the front, right?
Right, exactly. So this is all in one, which is pretty awesome. So let's see. Okay, they want to look at the Mini again.
They want to look at the Mini.
All
Let's
right.
look at the Mini.
We can definitely. In fact, why don't we do this? Maybe Allison, could you help us with this? Let's pull out all of the mats, if you don't mind, and we can maybe do an overhead shot so you can see kind of the differences for this.
My wife just said, does let's go mean me too?
Yes, Tammy, I'm going to give you permission right here, right now. You get one of these too, my friend. Todd, you set yourself up for that, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Oh my goodness, too fun. All right, Sandy said she just realized today that putting her small ironing board on top of her, I just lost it.
Top of her cutting mat.
On top of her cutting mat, made it warp, and wondered if that would do it on the flip and fold.
You would not want to iron on.
No,
No, I'm sorry. What was that question again?
She put, we just lost it because it just went up on the screen. We're going to try and find it again because I want to make sure I'm answering this correctly. There we go. Sandy said, I just realized today that putting my small ironing board on my mat caused it to warp. Will the flip and fold work too?
The board.
Okay.
No, I thought she meant ironing right on top of it.
Oh, go right,
Despite
go right.
it being, heat resistant in
Yeah.
the car, you wouldn't want to iron it. But an ironing board on top of there, wool, that's
we
fine.
also want to use, common sense
Yes.
and thinking, okay, is that something that would seem like, we
I
wouldn't want to do, right?
If it's one of those tabletop ironing boards,
Yeah.
no worries there.
But you certainly, not to say, Sandy, you had an ironing board, so you would think that
Yeah.
it would be okay.
Yeah.
But
I would say
you do it
silicone,
right on
probably
itself.
not.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime that it gets too hot, you're going to get these kind
Well,
of
and
warps
that's
like
exactly
this. Yeah.
what happened
I
with
bet that's what happened,
our
yeah.
last one for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Someone said they joined late. Has this been recorded? And the answer is absolutely 100%. It's been recorded. You can watch it at any time. And you can go back and rewatch if you want to kind of see the differences again as well. So, let's see. Georgiana is saying she's on the wait list for both clamps. Can we fix that?
We can.
We
Allison?
can. Allison's on it.
Allison's on it.
So no, we have a plethora of
We do.
stock that we can help. So definitely don't worry about that. Allison's getting that updated right now. All right. Sue is asking, are there learning videos on the Cutterpillar website?
There are not as many as there should be, but we do have a YouTube channel. But YouTube in general, if you look up whatever you're working on, whether it's, let's say it's paper piecing one day, if you look up paper piecing and light board, not everyone uses our brand name, but there is a plethora of transferring, English paper piecing, any term that you're working on, and look up Cutterpillar or look up Lightboard, or some people call them light pads, and hundreds and hundreds of videos. But we do have some on our website as well.
You do have some, and we have some as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw a lot
I
of
was
them
blown
tonight,
away. Yeah,
so.
these guys make us look like amateurs with their videos.
No, we're
please
happy
explain why the
to
mat-
be able to do a good product. What's that?
Please explain why the mat was not laying completely flat when it was
Oh,
on.
it was.
Oh,
the-
it's because we have
It
another
was on
mat
this-
underneath.
We have a warped mat.
and there's
Yes,
there's a
and
piece of tape.
and this table is not completely level. So that is why. That is why. Okay, you can see right here, Abby, how good of a shot can we get here of comparing these boards?
I have the plug for that too.
Okay, so I don't think we're going to be able to do it on the overhead camera. However, this is what we can do. Let
There we
me
go. Yep.
let me lift this up. You can see the Ultra right here, and then we'll put these on top. All right, so this is the Ultra compared to the Mini. All right, and then we can have the Mini compared to your
a
basic or
trick
your
here.
premium.
This is half of this, and this is half of this.
Well, there you go. There you go. I like that. Okay, so that's hopefully an easy way for everyone to be able to see kind of the
Size-wise, yeah.
differences. Yeah. All right. I love that. Let's see. Are there any extra mats for the Mini? No, not at this time, Deborah. Right?
No, they are available, yes, and
Well,
But
but
not
not
the
the
gridless.
gridless.
oh, not gridless, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, the gridless mats. No,
Okay.
we, in fact, yeah. Let us know what you think about that.
Yeah.
If a gridless, and because that's how we roll. We don't do anything until we get a lot of
Get the
feedback.
feedback.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. All right. Can you use the tempered glass on the flip and fold?
As far as fusing, that's something that we've never tried before. Like we just introduced it here today. I'm sorry, I don't know that question.
You know what? This is what I would imagine is that you could, but you certainly would not be keeping it on for a long period
I
of
think
time,
if you were cautious,
Because obviously we could use it on
when you're
the
fusing or
other
something
ones.
like that, you're just putting it on there
No,
for
you're
a few
just doing
seconds.
it quick.
yeah.
Right, right.
Famous last
so,
words, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right, there are 2 totes on the website. Which one is it? Candy is asking. Candy, which one is what? Let's take a look at this. This is the one for the
Tote
premium.
for the
or
premium and the basic.
Okay.
And then the gray one is the one for the ultra.
Okay, there we go. So does that help answer that question? All right. Oh, thank you. Someone answered about the premium includes the battery, the basic does
Yes.
not.
The basic
Okay.
is plug-in only, and the premium is a battery for 3 to 4 hours with a 30-minute charge. And by the way, these LEDs are 10,000-hour LEDs.
Wow.
Which is years and years and years. We've never had a diode go out in the 8 years we've been making them. So they are
Okay.
long term.
Someone is asking about the green. What's the green? This is the basic one. This is the one that is plugged in. This is the same size as the premium. Okay. So same exact size. This one you plug in. This one you do not have to keep plugged in.
can see it's
Okay. So
working.
this is a lot more portable. For the extra $10, I think it is, I would totally go with premium. Just saying. Right?
It does make where you're working a lot easier. It does opens it up.
Absolutely. Someone was asking what's the purpose of the tempered glass. We did show a video on that, but in case you missed it, just kind of a quick overview on this is we use it for ironing.
Yeah, any ironing you want to do. It is excellent for fusing applique because if that glue leaks out, you just scrape it off. You can put all of your layers and you can line everything up perfectly and then fuse it.
And if you're wanting to use this as a craft mat, like
Yep.
for paints or
It's impervious to anything.
all kinds of things,
Glues,
it just scrapes
paints,
right
glitter.
off.
Yeah.
Just scrapes right off.
Right off.
So, and because, Jack mentioned earlier that this is the same glass that's used on stovetops, so you don't have to worry about it shattering.
No.
okay,
Yeah.
with the heat.
In 10 years that or almost 10 years we've been making this, I've only seen one break out of
Wow.
thousands.
That's
I've only
amazing.
seen one break, and it was dropped on concrete. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, that's what happens, right?
We had one. The only complaint that we ever had about this, it really wasn't a complaint. It was a question, and that was, I left it sitting on top of my board, and I left my iron turned on, sitting on it. I left, and I came back.
Right.
That's the only real no-no.
And it didn't hurt the glass.
It
It
did
didn't
not.
hurt the glass, but it
did.
did
Yeah, there are limits
underneath.
to. But
Yes.
yeah, we've done tests up to a minute, and it's fine up to a minute. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see in the video that I did earlier, I'm just doing a quick, iron on applique, and that's what it's there for. So Kay says she would love the gridless. Yeah, the gridless is pretty awesome. I think I'm going to have to get myself some gridless for sure. So again, the reason for the gridless is because if you're using a ruler on top of a gridded mat and it's translucent, then you got a lot of lines going on in a lot of different places. So this allows you to do some cutting without all the confusion, right? And I love the idea that Jack mentioned, that you can just put that pattern right underneath and take a look at that. You can see it nice and clear and
And
be
it
able
holds
to
it
use your
down
project.
because of our UV coating. It just holds it right down, kind of like the magnets, really.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that. All right, great pricing. Again, as a reminder, this pricing, you're not going to find anywhere else,
No.
will they?
No. In fact,
I mean-
I'm going to have to talk to some people when I get back to Bluffdale about these prices. I'm not sure what you guys did to get those.
They're pretty amazing. Well, we are passing on a great offer to all of you, and this is where this is the place to be. Because not only do you receive this amazing SWG pricing, you also earn points. With every purchase, you earn points from My Girlfriend's Quill Shop, and that's pretty cool
That's a great deal.
itself, right?
That's a great deal.
So just know that, we want to reward you for your loyalty. We're so grateful. So any purchase that you make, whether it's from SWG, whether it's common sold, whether it's in-store, online, you name it, at a show, all of your purchases add up for points and it earns you free product. So if you haven't signed up for our rewards program, please do. It is definitely worth it. All right. If we missed your question, we want you to rewatch our video, okay? There's a lot of information we gave out tonight, and this, again, has been recorded. You can watch it at any time at your leisure and be able to get those answers, through watching. And also, if you have further questions, of course, email us, info at mygirlfriendsquillshop.com. Remember, shop has 2 P's and an E. Or you can give us a call at 435-213-3229. And of course, customer care is always willing to help. So, anything else?
Cindy says, I must be picking up from Cutterpillar for the savings. Let me just offer this. Since we started using this, these get used almost every day.
Yeah.
Here, we use them constantly. And we just want to pass that along to you. We want you to have as much fun with this and make your life so much easier. And we do what we can to help pass that along. But this is just a great line of products. This isn't just one product. This is a great line of products, and we want to pass that on to you. We want to see all the cool things that you can do. We want you to post. We want you to figure out all the cool things to do with the new flip and fold mat. You're going to be the first ones to get it. So let's post that. Let's have a good time with this and just really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's always good to have the right tool for the right job.
These are
Absolutely.
designed to make your hobby more than a hobby, to make your life easier.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
time saving, yeah.
I think that's, first and foremost, that's what you all at Cutterpillar have in mind. It's
Yes.
like, what can we do to solve a problem? What can we do to make, their lives easier, their craft more enjoyable?
Right.
And it's really about the tools.
And I don't need any, more baby boomers coming and yell at me because I've done something wrong at the shows.
You're
Because
going to listen to them.
They will. They'll say, We love our customers.
Yeah, yes,
We really do.
yes, for sure. You're so funny. All right. Yes, I totally agree, Deborah. She says, great company, great products. So very, very fun. Cheryl wants to know if she can get a free pair of glasses with each
There's a pair coming your
sale,
way.
Todd. All right, friends. Well, thank you for joining us for SWG Night. We've had a blast. We hope you've enjoyed it too. You know, that's what SWG is all about. It's a chance for us to be able to show and sell in a little bit more detail. Sometimes we don't have that opportunity to go more in depth with what we're talking about. We want you to buy with confidence, and we hope that we have taken care of that for you today. Buy with confidence, and we can stand behind the product because Cutterpillar stands behind us, and that's what it's all about. So have a great rest of your night, everyone. Good luck with the giveaway. So excited. Again, the special pricing goes through Thursday, and be sure to let your friends know. We appreciate and love all of you. Thanks for being with us, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.